Pour toutes vos informations en politique, en économie, en sport, en santé, retrouvez Yves Kenao sur Tempo Afrique TV, la station de l'éveil du continent africain.
Du nouveau à Minneapolis, Tempo Afrique Travel. Vous voulez voyager? Achetez vos billets d'avion à l'agence de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel. Avec l'agent de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel, pas de problème de connexion, pas de problème de transfert de vol. Avec l'agent de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel, c'est le voyage en toute tranquillité, en toute beauté, de votre maison jusqu'à votre destination. Votre satisfaction est notre plaisir.
Hot mix mixing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Saturday afternoon with Tempo Afrique TV with your host, Ellie Naimol at Ellie Naimol Talk Show. Today, we're going to have a couple of special guests that are very involved in the African community who are making changes and also growing economic development as well. So here in Minnesota, there are a lot of migrants that come from different parts of the world. And one of our special guests today, he is a very devoted leader who has been helping some of our immigrant businesses in the economic development, whether it's a small restaurant or infrastructures or finance or anything in all of those levels. So our special guest that we would like to introduce you guys, this is going to be the first half hour of the show. So we're going to split the show in a half with our two special guests. And then stay tuned for the second half of the show, which is going to be our second guest as well, who is involved in the political side of what's going on right now in the United States. So our first guest, his name is Jean Galigalou. He'll correct me on this once we bring him on to the air, in case if I'm saying it wrong in any way. But he is the CEO and the President Development of Africa Economic Development. So he's going to give us an insight in view of who he is and also what his program targets and the mission behind it as well. So let's welcome him on. Jean Galigalou. Are you there?
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on today. So we appreciate having you as well. So first, tell our audience who you are and what they should know about you, and then we'll go further on to your development.
Thank you, Naum and Malik.
Naimal.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Jean Galigalou. President and CEO of African Economic Development Solutions, a nonprofit organization that serves African immigrants in Minnesota. We do business development training program, micro lending. We do financial education, technical assistance, home ownership education, workforce development, and creative placemaking, which is the intersection of art and culture for economic development strategy. Annually, we do Desert Africa Festival every year.
Okay, that's a lot on your plate there. So now go on to a little bit more detail about the economic development program and what is the mission behind it, because I know you already give us a list of the things that you guys do. How does that involve in the community as well? So give us a little bit more detail about your program.
Like I said earlier about our program, business development training program is a 12 weeks of training for startup or seasoned businesses to start or expand their business. During their training, business owners or potential business owners work with our consultant on their vision, the idea, and how to make the step to achieve their goals. So our technical assistant help them in different areas: marketing, pro bono attorneys, financial statement, all area of their financial or technical need, licensing, you name it, and we support our businesses based on their needs. We are also provide lending. We are a CDFI lender. Certificate we receive from Department of Treasury to support our businesses who need financing for their business. So why we really started lending in the first place? In 2015, Dr. Bruce Corey at Concordia University, Associate Vice Chair, did market study in partnership with African Economic Development Solutions, AES, our organization, the market potential of African. That study showed that nearly 67% of African immigrants don't have access to loan for their startup business. That's why we started lending. We started our own campaign to start our own lending program. And also, we do a financial education program and first-time home buyer education and counseling. That is for the people who want to buy out their first home buyer. We provide that certification and housing counseling. The other program we've been doing since 2014 has been Little Africa Annual Festival that brings diverse African immigrants from diverse culture, background to experience, showcase the beauty and diversity and hard work and resilience of African immigrants in Minnesota. So that where it's becoming the Minnesota first get-together now. It's beyond even African immigrants. When we started in 2014, it's about 200 people show up from 32 zip code, 15 cities. And in 2019, over 12,000 people show up. It's a substantial increase, and then not only increase from the perspective of numbers, the diversity of the artists also. When we had 2014, we had 6 artists performing. In 2019, we had 85 artists performing. So there's substantial increase in numbers and diversity also. Last year also, we had the first African parade. So our art and culture activity has been growing and showcasing. So this year, we are bringing our people from across diverse industries, across the states, in the leadership conference. The leadership conference is going to be on December 10 and 11. Initially, what we envisioned was to have this conference in person, so we can have in-person meeting and have networking opportunity. Because of COVID, we were not able to do that. So we are doing that in virtual. So this conference will bring very diverse African immigrants from industry, from government, student, business owner, and all industry, and build the network that we need in Minnesota and across the United States.
Wow. Thank you. So I'm just going to ask a couple of questions that I noted from the entire mission that you have just given our audience. So you say it is business development that is helping migrants here in a lot of the African communities to start up business and loans as well. So my question to that would be, is it helping most of our African people who probably are looking to buy a house and to own a house? And what process would they need to start in order to get to that level? Or what are the credentials that they would need in order to reach out to you for these kind of help? Because I know a lot of our African people in our community as well are looking into these things to better their lives as well. So this is definitely a wonderful program that they would be extremely excited to hear. So give us a little bit more detail how the process started and what are their credentials if they were looking to finance for a home or being the first home buyer. What should they know exact?
Oh, thank you. The first time home buyer education is for those who are interested in to get the down payment assistance or favorable loan. The lender, the bank, require this certification. They require 8 hours training program. If someone is interested in to have down payment assistance or favorable loan. From time to time, the bank bring in some favorable loans. So the biggest wealth building for most of us is through homeownership program. The homeownership is one way of building wealth and to the next generation, to pass to the next generation. So owning home is critical important. The first step is to get the ownership education pass, which we provide every week. They just have to call our line 651-646-9411, or they can register online www.aeds-mn.org and register for the date that they are interested in. So this class is we provide in every week, so people can get the support they needed. So if they go through the class, they have opportunity also to make appointment with housing counselor. So the housing counselor will support in the process.
Okay,
the other piece of the financing is we don't finance the home ownership program ourselves. We do finance the business development side of it. So the home ownership is we provide first time home buyer education and housing counseling. Our lending is focused on business development.
Okay. So when you said a loan from a bank, so they would have to go to their bank or try to apply for a loan, and then once they get approved, then you guys are the part where you guys help is like the government assistance, the deposit, and those things.
It's encouraged people not to go to the bank. Before they go to bank, they need to take these courses because they learn the process of the owning home. When they go to loan, means the lender will give them what the criteria they're looking for, right?
Right.
But as a home ownership person, as a homeowner, you want to know what resources are available to you. And also you're hiring a loan officer when you engage with them. So before you go to the lender, you need to learn this and what you should do when the loan officer is not doing their best on your best interest. So we encourage people to take the course before they hire a loan officer and hire the real estate agent. Because the class, what really the course does is it helps to make education decisions.
Okay. And in order to take those courses and those classes, that is through you guys, correct?
Yeah, we are one of
the one that you guys have once a week?
Definitely, there are other providers as well.
Okay.
But we, as an organization, we encourage people to take our course, but there are, if the need doesn't suit to the people, there are people who provide, organization provide homeownership program. We all are certified through Minnesota Homeownership Center. We provide all organizations who provide first-time home buyer education certified through Minnesota Homeownership program.
Okay. So based on my complete understanding, all the resources that they would need and the connections that they would have is through you guys with the weekly program that you guys have for them where they can attend. So now leading on to the next one, you mentioned about marketing and the homeowner. Well, we talked about the homeowner buying, but the marketing tool and how they can be able to continue with those further resources as well. So explain to us a little bit more about the marketing part.
Yeah, marketing, when I indicated about marketing, was geared toward business development. The business development technical assistance area, we provide marketing support.
Okay, for business owners.
It could be website, it could be any area of their marketing needs.
Okay.
So it's a part of our technical assistance program. So marketing is not the only standalone, but it's a piece of our technical assistance program. It could be financial, bookkeeping, it could be pro bono advocacy, it could be licensing, any area of the business is a component of technical assistance program.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. So for any business owners or anybody who is working to start a business or become an independent entrepreneur, these are some of the resources they can get through you guys as well on the training up. All right, yeah, definitely makes sense. And then right now with the situation of what is going on with the pandemic and some people losing their businesses, even their small businesses, what are your guys' role in it and how can the people reach out to you guys for more support?
You know, it's during COVID and the civil unrest. Because of civil unrest, many of our businesses have been impacted in both in Minneapolis and in many ways in Paul. AEDS did step up and stand with our business owners, and we did raise funding to support our African immigrant businesses, both in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We did not only raise the funding, we created a community advisory council to design the criteria of those questions and also distributing of the funding. So our community involved in designing the criteria and distributing the fund. So we raised the funding and we distributed funding to our African immigrant businesses, both in St. Paul and Minneapolis.
Okay.
So the COVID did impact many of our businesses. One thing that we all need to know is even before COVID, our businesses have been financially impacted because they don't have a lot of rainy day finance to support their business. So I indicated earlier about the financial issues that our businesses have. Many of our businesses don't have financing opportunity to support their businesses because of many reasons. Could be no credit or bad credit. For many factors, nearly 67% of African immigrants don't have access to a loan fund. So even before COVID, our businesses have been impacted by financial constraints. So COVID did impact more our businesses, and so the issue is still, not solved. Still, our businesses are suffering from the COVID impact.
Okay. And for people who are just beginners, like you mentioned, credit score, which is a huge impact to a lot of people here in the African community as well, where it makes it a little bit more difficult to start something. Do you guys have a program that helps people with their credit score or to build them or how they can build their credit score as well?
Thank you, Naeem. I think I failed to mention that we do have a small
or resources,
here for the credit building for those businesses or people who go for our business development training program. We give a small loan and the coaching so they can build their credit. And credit is asset. We need to we live in the Western society. Credit is the asset more than money. If you have bad credit, you may get a high interest rate. So you're losing if you are lucky enough to get a loan. So you're paying high interest rate by just having bad credit. So that's why we created a building loan, a small loan. So we do report that to credit bureau, so our business owner or potential business owner, they can build up their credit and get the favorable loan.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. At least that can get a lot of people a way to set up and to start up in bettering their life as well. So I know you have a couple of little programs that you do once a year. And I know this year, I think you guys did mostly virtual of it due to the pandemic. We heard of the program Little Africa. Tell us a little bit more about Little Africa, and is it a program to help young talents that are rising in the industry or to become future entrepreneur at some point, or give us a little bit more detail about it?
Oh, thank you. I hope you did join our festival in the past. I'm confident you did. You know, Little Africa is becoming the best Minnesota get together.
Yeah.
You know, like I said earlier, and in 2013, we launched Little Africa Cultural Business District in St. Paul, Snelling Avenue North. We have Cultural Business District. At that day, I remember one of the community leaders said, one day we're gonna dance here. We're gonna have African Day. It was a dream at that day.
Yeah.
I said, that was a dream, a good dream. So 1 year later, in 2014, we launched the first Little Africa Festival. And, you know, we were excited. We said, oh, the dream come true. And we had over 200 people show up from 15 cities, 32 zip codes, 6 artists performing. At the time, you know, finding those artists was, you know, it worked because of, you know, we're not connected enough, right? So we had 6 artists performing. Over the year, this festival became part of African immigrant fabric. It beyond African immigrant fabric. So it becoming Minnesota fabric. So what really means, it's as a human being, we need something that brings us together as an African immigrant in this country. And so we can learn from each other, experience the culture and diversity of African immigrants, and also the food, which is the connector. So everybody eat food, regardless of race, ethnic group, and everybody is eating food. When you eat this in Western African food at Little Africa, you just appreciate the diversity of Africa. When you see the dance from East and West African immigrants, you see the beauty and diversity of Africa.
Yes.
This is a way of for our organization. We are economic development organization. It's a tool for us promoting entrepreneurship. It's a tool for us to promote our culture. It's a tool for us to create a social connection, building fabric that, you know, we want to fit to the fabric of society. What happens when people fit to the fabric of society? They invest. That is the investment that we are envisioning in this country. And our young who are their ancestors came from diverse background. Now they're learning this diverse background. They're sharing their diverse background. And this is their space. This is their space. Majority of the audience of the African. And I am extremely happy to see dancing. It's 70, 80 years old elder dancing, seeing their culture at the middle of the city they never expected. So it's a social connection. and building a social connection.
That is the greatest thing about the Little Africa. First time I witnessed it, it was definitely before the pandemic, where you see different cultures, different dances, and there were even vendors as well, vendors who were able to sell their homemade product or their handcraft and their creativity. So it's definitely a huge thing where even Americans can come and learn more about our African diversity and culture as well. So we're very proud of you for that program. You know, it's definitely something where even a lot of kids can learn as well. They can just go and enjoy themselves and express who they are and their talents as well. What are your next plans in the next coming years? Are you guys going to continue to do more virtual, or what are the plans just in case? I mean, we don't know what 2021 is going to look like for a lot of us as well. But what do you guys continue to push on with the Little Africa Festival?
Thank you. This year, you know, we contemplated should we postpone the Africa Festival to 2021 also. And with the help of business owners and artists, they say because of pandemic, we need some activity, and then we decide to go back. So the virtual festival was amazing, but doesn't replace the in-person because we are, as human, we're designed for the connection, social connection. 40% of our health is determined by social connection. So we need each other as a human. So the virtual doesn't replace the in-person. It's good to have virtual, but doesn't replace. Yeah. So we are cautiously optimistic about the future. With the pandemic, maybe we are going to normal by summer 2021. We are planning to have in-person in 2021. Before that, though, we are bringing the first National African Immigrant Leadership Conference here in Minnesota. It's virtual. So anyone from Atlanta, DC, Portland, California, Minnesota, from their comfort of home, they can attend the National African Leadership Conference. Before that, though, we need register. People have to register for the conference. How are they going to register? By going to www.aeds-mn.org/leadership conference 2020. The space is limited, so we need everyone from diverse African immigrants, from ethnic group, from industry, age, gender. We want everyone to register, and so we can build the space that we needed, learn from each other, and build the network that we needed. So before the year ends, again, December 10 and 11, the National African Immigrant Leadership Conference is here, and go register now.
Thank you. Thank you for all of those details. So we're getting close to wrapping up. So my last question would be, how can the rest of our American community be supportive in programs like these, supporting the African communities as well? How can they be involved or be supportive without any division as well in the near future?
You know, the beauty of this culture revealed during the civil unrest in pandemic. We have seen us, Minnesota have supported our organization during this difficult time. We want for the greater good of our state and the region, and we want the involvement of everyone involved in making the Minnesota a great place for live and work. Why we do that? Because African immigrants are asset in Minnesota. They're broad asset, and they are doing in business work, in the workforce. 2015 research showed that nearly African immigrants have about 2 billion purchasing power in Minnesota. That's a lot of asset. So we are asset for the region. We want to involve in building the our region, and also most of all African immigrants need to involve in activity that support African immigrants and engage in business development, homeownership, or Little Africa creative placemaking. And this year, I invite all of you, everyone who is watching now, before the day, go register at www.aeds-mn.org/leadership conference 2020. Make a difference, and let us build the community that we want to see. Be involved and make a change.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you very much for all of this information you have given us. We'll continue to pass on the message as well, and everyone jump on board to support. And how can we find you on social media? You want to give that a quick?
Oh, you can find us at Twitter, AEDS News. Okay. Also on Facebook, African Economic Development Solution. You can find us and on Facebook also. We are also on Instagram. Mm-hmm. You can find us all social medias. And if you haven't subscribed to our African Economic Development Solution Facebook, please do so we can build up our network, so we get connected and support everyone in our network.
Okay, so it's African Economic Development.
African Economic Development Solutions.
Solution, okay.
Solutions with S. With
S, okay. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was definitely a pleasure having you. And, we'll continue to talk more as more to come.
Thank you very much, Naum and Temple Africa, and especially Malik, for your outstanding work in our communities. And I've been working with Malik for a number of years, and I'm really grateful for your work.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. That was our first guest that we had on, Gene Galagalu, and he is the CEO and the owner of Africa Economic Development Solution. Check him out on Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media. And if you Google it and you type his name, Gene Galagalu, all of his other links should come up. And now we're going to continue on to our next guest. Stay tuned.
We're going to end it and do 2 shows, okay?
Perfect.
Du nouveau à Minneapolis, Tempo Afrique Travel. Vous voulez voyager? Achetez vos billets d'avion à l'agent de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel. Avec l'agent de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel, pas de problème de connexion, pas de problème de transfert de vol. Avec l'agent de voyage Tempo Afrique Travel, c'est le voyage en toute tranquillité, en toute beauté, de votre maison jusqu'à votre destination. Votre satisfaction est notre plaisir.
Hello, my name is Gene Galgalo, President and CEO of African Economic Development Solutions, a non-profit organization that serves African immigrants in Minnesota. AEDS provided a National African Immigrant Leadership Conference on December 10 and 11. We have an amazing speakers. If you have not registered for this conference, please register at www.aeds-mn.org. I hope to see you there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Sen.
C'est encore Yves Kenao, c'est toujours Yves Kenao qui revient. Cette fois-ci, pour vous dire que Tempo Afrique TV vous offre plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision. Les chaînes européennes, les chaînes américaines, les chaînes asiatiques, les chaînes africaines. À un prix imbattable. À un prix imbattable. Tenez-vous bien. $185 pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Alors, où est-ce que vous pouvez trouver mieux que ça, si ce n'est pas sur Tempo Afrique TV? Mesdames, Messieurs, appelez seulement le 612 804 0295 et vous serez servi. Vous serez agréablement surpris de voir plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision rouler sur votre écran comme ça et vous choisissez laquelle vous voulez. Alors, mesdames, n'hésitez pas.